But I have to see for myself quickly if there's anything objectionable in there that I don't want to necessarily, you know, proliferate on this good Christian channel here in front of my uh, friends and family and good folk at home. So let me see if that's safe. Am I even on the camera? Oh, hi, here. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi. I have my best Liberace wink. I've been here listening in and checking the chat. I do quality control because I don't trust this fucker. I don't trust this fucker to behave, or like, I'm pretty tired, I ramble nonstop, I'm playing a game, sometimes things come out of my mouth I don't necessarily agree with, or I think maybe I do mean, but they may be misconstrued, or I didn't phrase them too well, and I want to make sure that he's being a good boy. Of course, we continue to improve our position on progressive issues here, and we're doing what we can to learn and grow by listening. We are listening to you, by listening to minorities, and we continue to be advised, and basically we just want to sell you our products here, so please don't be mad, because mad people don't buy shit. So whatever you want to hear, just imagine we just told you. I hope they bought that bullshit. Oh shit, the camera's still on. Right. Let me just quickly check. Where are we at? This was 12. 20, 20 to 12/17. So it was like 2 days later. I had to recover. Clearly had to recover. I'm talking about a lot of things. What am I doing here? What am I doing in this stream? It's a lot of Zach lore. Do you guys want to see the Zach lore? I don't know what I'm... Seems to be a lot of Zach lore. I don't see anything nude. So far, it's safe. What am I talking about? Because I went over all my old tapes when I digitalized them, and I try. Instead of like, what time is it? They say, I'm just checking his homework now, and they say works for playing videos. With me and Victor. Over it. Let's see what we got here. Just gonna be sure that it's not gonna be too high volume out of nowhere. Obscure comic book characters from... It's worthy of it. It's not opening in the program I got shared, so let's try it here. This is what everyone would say in America. How does it, that was my best pronunciation, but let's see.
Strömmen är viktigare än lite klockatittande skitsnack.
Lite klockatittande skitsnack. One more time. She's gonna say it slower.
Strömmen är viktigare än lite klockatittande skitsnack.
They're really working their tongues, don't they? My media volume slided there was through the roof. That was all the way up. Because that was a loud fucking Swedish robot voice. Not a robot, probably actually recording. You get yourself a Swedish guy with oral sex, it's gonna be great. Strömme viktigare än lite klockatittande skitsnack. Strömme viktigare än lite klockatittande skitsnack. I mastered it. Master the language. Back to the strömmen. Back to strömmen. In question. I was gonna talk about Granny. The Granny adventure, the inspiration. You know what I like? You don't notice this, by the way, KMS, but I'm streaming to the VOD channel. You probably do notice it because Dino goes like, there's a new VOD every time. Before the stream even started, it's like, there's a new VOD. Huzzah. Come what, come all. Behold the thing that hasn't started yet. What I like about it is that it's not gonna track surprises. That channel is like not... I'm just archiving on there basically, but in case I lose the recording or something, it's good to have like that going for me, otherwise. But you won't get people going, how are your feet smelling today? When I stream to my VOD channel. So that's always a bit of a relief, just knowing that nothing will really come from it is better than these random surprises barging in. Kind of giving some peace of mind. And I also don't need to keep up this bad boy image that Brodengar has. His bad boy, dumb image. So there was this image. Speaking of image. Hello? It's not opening in the program. I got shared, so let's try it here. Did you ever get the horny girls? Yeah. Yeah, so if this if the viewer count refers to the Brodengard YouTube channel, then then there are gonna be some thirsty girls in here, but I only stream now to that channel when I also stream my feet anyway, so that's fine. Should be fine like this. Look at that. Is the volume level better for the microphone now? I would turn up the sensitivity for the microphone, but then you get a little more background noise, and I need to I need to increase the slider for the noise gate, and then my voice may be cut off sooner, or it may not go on when it should, so well, regardless. So this right here, that's the original Granny. This was the celebration image, wasn't it? Ah, it opened in the wrong one again. Hold on. Celebrate with Granny. This was the neutral ending, basically, or the true-ish ending, not the true ending. And this is Granny. We got that, right? Never mind, it looks like Mr. Bean's teddy bear. That's just a complete coincidence. This is her bikini. Don't know if you noticed that one. It's in a glitter bikini for the show. Yeah. So there's about there's maybe, I would estimate, 2 hours of footage of shit like this, of Granny in the glitter bikini and this Gruntilda reject on one of my, well, not even one tape, I got several tapes of it that I made when I was 16 or 17 or 18. I think between 17 and 2 years later, 19, roughly. So I would pick up the analog camera again as I matured a bit. And I use mature in very loose sense of the word. And then I started filming with my friend all these marvelous adventures of the, what we call them, abominations. And the tape that we put, when we transferred this to, because we had it on camera tape, then we recorded it on a VHS as well for some ungodly reason. That was considered the musical, just the musical. And the word abomination in Dutch makes more sense for these things if you think it's gedrochten. I'm waiting for myself to finish. Gedrochten. So that is a word that perfectly mimics what it represents. I probably said this before. I just think it's a very important word. In Romanian, I heard it. I learned from my ex. It's dihanye. Dihanye. So again, perfect. I think abomination is actually kind of a timid word. Sounds more like bombastic. Sounds a little like something jolly and jiggly, but gedrochte is the best word. So we refer to the cast of these notable stars like Granny, and other characters that we named after either the Belgian comic book that I was talking about, or characters that they were cast as in the next segment, which I believe was about Inuyasha. We referred to them lovingly, our all-star cast. They were just gedrochte abominations. So I figured that was an interesting anecdote. Maybe that's more information you want to know. Maybe you're not here for the Zek lore. I am not here for the Zek lore. I know the Zek lore. I regret the Zek lore, but it is something different, and that's how that we'll have to do. It will have to do on a fucking website with millions of people streaming the same video games over and over. Sometimes you just have to watch something undesirable because at least it's different. Thank you very much. On there. Such as, did I ever have I ever shown that? Have I ever shown it? I think I have. I must have shown it at one point. But a lot of the characters that make an appearance on that tape were an inspiration for other creative outlets. In this case, Granny became the main character of the game. So the Granny Bear was not the bear itself, but the voice and the personality. That was basically one-on-one the Bettina Lagron character. Eye tumors included, because that was one of her main characteristics, that she had chewing gum on her eye. I would love to show it. I don't know if Twitch is worthy of it. What do you think? Why do I even have it? I do have it on my main hard drive, even though it's like several gigs of quality content. Worth it, I would say. You haven't seen anything of it. No, that would be a shame. I wanted to start at the humble beginnings. So we have... This was like the first recording. I'll just play it just without comment, just out of context. And this is not it. This is not, that would be nice if it was just a Pokemon game. But this was 2002. I was 16, yeah. Fun. Starts like this. It was very improvised. Jim Henson would have been proud of this level of mastery of the art of puppetry. So it starts out with a bunch of these random abominations in an audience chanting to the opening song or a pre-opening song, because it's not the opening song of the musical. They're just very enthusiastic. And the crocodile, I think, is crying out for the different... Let's call it the crocodile. It's really an oven glove. He's crying... He's shouting out the names of several of the characters, which are very obscure comic book characters from... I've showed it before. This series... Like, usually they were side characters that appeared in a couple of random stories, random volumes. He starts shouting them out, and we picked like which abomination plays which obscure character from this comic book series beforehand. And for some reason we memorized that easily because it just seemed to make sense to us. Like the giant monkey is the professor. So we had no problem. Like after that, they were actually called by those names. Like, oh yeah, that's Professor Barabbas, and that is what was the other one? The Tufraf, or the Tough Raven or something. Which was I guess that was easy because that was an actual raven. Some of the other ones were more... I don't know how we actually decided that was that character. They were less identifiable as that character. At least the raven was a raven character. So he's like very enthusiastic, going on about... And my friend was behind that sheet. And she had to show them, but she was very bad at finding them on time. So the audience got more impatient.
Komt de godverdomme nog wat?
Nothing.
Boo!
They were supposed to show up behind it. Like... I know that's not the one. I'm pretty sure that thing that was appearing here is not the one that they were asking for. That's not the character they were asking for. That was not... Yeah, that was a blooper. We had to do it again. She just couldn't find the right ones to show from behind the curtain, if we can call it that. One of the audience members got impatient, as you can see here, and tried to peek behind the curtain. While the same hellish song that's like about 40 seconds long keeps playing over and over. Yeah, we had a good time. Too much time, but also a good time. And that was the audience moment. So this is the actual show. And it was inspired by an actual musical. That's what the soundtrack is from. It's very bad, and it's intentionally very bad. Because we loved our crappy production values of the stuff. We loved our crappy production value movies. And I think that's this was our own B movie in a way, our B musical. So yeah, I think at this point we were both behind the. Oh yeah. That moment, for instance, there was a character that was supposed to be a talking tea kettle, and. Yeah, well, we were lucky because we had something like that. We had some kind of decoration in the shape of a tea kettle to make an appearance during the show. However, the doggy, the first time it shows up, you can hear the thing shatter on the floor. It gets thrown over the curtain and you can just hear it break. And that's it for the talking tea kettle. Hold on. And there it goes. That's one actor down. Oh, fucking good shit. It's a low production value, yet so much is going on, even though it's like half of it is just it's just us behind the curtains looking for other things to put behind it, to pop up from behind it. See? Where's that? Hold on. Oh yeah, the plastic dolls are actually the main characters. They were actually official merch from the comic book series that I had since I was a kid. So there was one where I watched the Yevon Polka with double K. The original one.
Ievan suu oli vehnä sellään kuin immeset Anna ja Toivo. Pää oli märkänä jokaisella ja viulu se vonku ja voivu.
This one. I can't see it. Oh wait, it's the wrong browser. Hold on.
Mutta ei tätä poikoo märkyys vaan tippuu hiljalleen. Eka naapurissa ävärsiä Ievan äiti se kammarissa.
Look at this Finnish trolls having fun.
Istuu sen ruppesin tervetäs takkaamaan. Terveinä pääsit jos korjaattuus ja äkkiä kuritus takkaa. Ei tätä poikaa ämmät haittaa silloin mun askelaa. Ja haetaan salivilla hipput tipput tappuu äppyt tippuu hiljalleen. Sen sano jotta purra pitää ei juoni vaan nielasta. Saat mennä vaikka länne kievasta. Millä ei tätä.
Times were so depressing. Times were so depressing that this was just, you know, you had a little jolly song, people went just out of their minds with joy. with ecstasy. They didn't need much. It just needs someone on an accordion to go. Everyone's the worse the times are, the easier people are amused. Because in contrast, this was much better than, you know, working. Probably just all they did was like saw logs all day. So yeah, then this is quite the diversion.
Siellä oli lystiä, jokainen sai tarpeeksi tanssia sykkyyttee. Kotiin kun mentiin, niin ämmäsi riiteli ja Ievakin alkoi jo nyhkyttee. Minä sanon Ievalle, mitäpä se...
Quality song, quality. Anyway. It had nothing to do with this, but it just came to mind. Like, if you just thought like, oh, what is this excessive, spastic kind of... That's a very valid question, but it's not like... Real life human beings don't have this kind of thing. They wouldn't do this. Oh yeah, the brass is holding up the burning bottom. Yeah. So this was not digital, so you had analog tapes, you made a fuck up, you had to go back. And you could never really pinpoint the exact second that you would have to start again. So you get moments like this. Which I think are part of the charm. So like it's like my stream with all the false starts. That was supposed to be a ghost. And that is supposed to be... Later on this became God. This character, but... At this point, at this stage, he was still like a vacuum salesman character without any... This was nothing special, though. He didn't even have a vacuum cleaner here. This is how it started out, right? Oh, we upgraded the production value. We actually decided the camera angle was better up there. And we did more with the wires operating them like marionettes, right? So they're announcing that a helicopter that has the protagonists on board is going to descend. So everyone is very hyped, very stoked about that. That's actually how the original musical starts as well. We didn't come up with that scenario. It didn't have to wrote itself. It was already there. And we decided that the announcer voice was actually the doll character, and we decided to do the voice in stereo for some cursed reason. We didn't decide to just let one of us voice this puppet. I think you saw the puppet, by the way, under my feet. I had it under my feet during one of the Broden streams, the original, or maybe Bro live streams at the time. Such a formative comic this has been for my content in 2022. And maybe, and hopefully in 2023 as well. I have to say the harmony is pretty good. Very synchronous, very synchronized. And there is the helicopter with the protagonist on board. Smashing the on tape. And as the tape goes like, oh yeah, it worked. Oh, what a relief. On stage, the actual auntie goes hit in the head by the helicopter. So it's so funny that the voice goes like, oh wow, it worked out. Yeah, yippee. And she's just lying there knocked out. I think we just dropped the wire. It's just not gonna come back up again. dancing on her dead body. And all these wires are so thin they couldn't bear the weight of it as machines and shit, so one already snapped. And I think as it goes on, more and more of these wires snap and everyone just ends up barely being able to move. Unless I kick them from behind the curtain. So this is the original grandma, and the actual grandma wasn't really even here yet, but she became the host of this tiny different acts moving acts together. Yeah, this is the point where I think it all went to shit.
Dark control.
Oh, for some reason the helicopter still goes wrong. For the last year until now. I think only God was flying by the end. Only the God character, well, the vacuum salesman that became God. Just the fact that the music is so loud. I'm using a limiter and everything. And you can still not, you can't hear me at all. You can't hear me. Over the fucking music. Oh god. Anyway, on Joe Kupo in the background, that is in real time. This is present day Kupo. From the future, in the present. To this, I'm sorry, it's just 8 minutes, but it's so dense in lore. And stories. So many stories, like each of these characters might have their own spin-off game. Their own spin-off RPG Maker XP game, so be aware of that. That's something I'm not doing. I'm not making those, but I could. The content is there. The content is there for picking. Lux is mailing me more of his homework. Why is that? What's he doing? I will get to the granny part after this. I think it's just trying to show how similar it is to Dutch or something. I'm not sure. Let me see, what does it say here? Min skrivbordsstol är för hög, så jag måste sänka. And then you probably have to say something like it, but then the correct version of it. What is a skrivbordsstol? Is that a desk chair? So I think it's like my desk chair is too high. So I have to lower it. I don't actually know. Is it maybe dim? Den? Jag måste sänka den. Let me see if I got it right. I have to lower it. He could just show up in the stream and could do the homework together, I don't mind. It would be fun stream, Swedish homework stream. Oh, you can't see it in the browser? Here. Min skrivbordsstol är för hög så jag måste sänka. I'm guessing Dane. I'm guessing, don't know. Just don't know anymore. Granny. There she is. Voice and everything didn't change. I wasn't doing the voice, by the way. My version sounds slightly different. You know, it's cancerous in a slightly different way. And here she is with her iconic chewing gum eye. She's saying, so ladies and gentlemen, you gathered for the Suska and Viska musical, so the thing that we've just been watching the opening scene of, and then she says, but it's been cancelled. Hehe. Or something like that. Unfortunately, it's been cancelled, but she says it in such a gleeful way. So instead of that, I'll give you all an ice cream. And then I had to laugh so much we had to stop that scene. Next take. Okay. Doing the homework in between. 11. Yeah, so she's saying, no, that's just a joke. Instead of the musical, I will tell you a beautiful Japanese fairy tale about, I think you can understand this. So it all starts with a yellow abomination called Tatari Moke. Okay, so with every take you can see her chewing gum sweating. There was nothing to the Inuyasha music. It was just another random musical number with characters, with abominations representing random characters in the show. Do you guys see that metastasized eye tumor of mine? I'll go scratch it away. Fucking depraved. And then it starts with the next part. So that was Granny. And maybe I'll watch more of this another time because I feel like I had to go through a lot. We already had to suffer through a lot this time. But I like to make these streams a little bit different from what I promise and from what you expect in general. I like how on YouTube it just says Pokemon Zack. Well, these are Pokemon too. Granny's a Pokemon too, I guess. Generation 5 Pokemon. People forget these Generation 5 Pokemon all the time. That's why. But Granny was actually Generation 5 Pokemon. Show one more thing. So this song was legit from a musical I saw as a child, and my friend saw as a child, aside from me, like completely separate from me, because we didn't know each other. Formative musical. And just... These were the random comic book characters in real life, you could say. There was the Auntie that got knocked out in the performance. Also, oh my goodness. They're not much better than the Abominations, are they? I'm not entirely sure if this makes more sense than what we did with it. I mean, we had a tea kettle that tragically died during the performance, but here's a guy with a fucking pot on his head. Oh, they didn't come down. So supposedly there was a helicopter they descended from, but they actually used some kind of cables to descend. It's kind of disappointing that their wires don't snap in this version. But I have to say that this version still manages to rival the hellishness of ours. I can see how it inspired when we did. Every time I watch it again, it's a bit like, yeah, that was definitely the inspiration. In spirit as well. That's a drag. I would say drag queen, but it's definitely a drag character, I guess. The guy is definitely, that's definitely a guy playing hunting. We didn't have that yet, so it was kind of, even we didn't have that. It was really, everyone was very impressed. I mean, I might as well have been in the audience. So I saw it as a kid. I was apparently imprinted on me for a while, and then when I was 17 or 16, I think we both ended up figuring out that we went to this, and I still had the tape. I had the dolls to represent the characters with, and we decided to do that movie. And then somehow, one of the characters became Granny. Even though I don't know what the character's name was, so I don't know who the Granny was supposed to be from this cast, but then after the performance, that was Granny. And I think that is because she played a Granny from Inuyasha in the second number. She played the character as playing as in she dangled around on a cord. And was supposed to be the Granny. That was the sister of Inuyasha's old crush. Something like that. Hold the fort. Hold the Zach. Hold on. Because I'm completely positive that the Inuyasha grandma, that this character was portraying the bear, the Mr. Bean bear, was indeed the inspiration for her look, because she had, her name was Kaede, she had an eye patch. And I think that eye patch became chewing gum when we tried to represent the character. She was also not the prettiest one. So the eye patch on one of her eyes became chewing gum. The chewing gum began to branch out as we added more chewing gum, and that's how she got her iconic eye tumor. The grandma bear, that is. Thank you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that was what I'm talking about. There was a character that had the eye tumor in this old series of video recordings. It's experimental footage, and that character lived on. I made a game about her that I finished last year, December. That's why I started talking about it. So she had several inspirations. One of them was a commercial. I may bring it up still. One of them was like the musical, which I filmed as a 16 or 17-year-old. And in one of the scenes, we needed the Inuyasha cast represented by the abominations that we had on hand. And she became the grandma character. And the voice, I think we already came up with before that. It was first the Pikachu voice, and then it was a grandma voice, and then the grandma became united with this grandma from Inuyasha as the Mr. Bean teddy bear. So there's like a lot of things that came together for that art to be born. And now I've recorded it for myself. There it is. There she is. This was the character. So that was another inspiration behind the grandma. Originally parodized as grannies with that rotten Pikachu voice, and then that voice became Granny, and then the granny became the bear.
Hé oma, vertel nog eens hoe het hier vroeger was.
Vroeger? Kindje, toen kon je echt niet buiten spelen. En zelfs met de...
So this is like some fucking traffic, some speed limit commercial, just advertising, not really advertising, like a public service announcement about how you should drive no faster than 30 kilometers an hour in these neighborhoods. But this commercial was living in our minds.
Een half jaar.
So the kid goes like, that was a long time ago, wasn't it, Grandma? Before they place the signs, and he says, oh, shit, yes, very long ago. And half a year. Like half a year ago. So she tells it as if it's like 100 years ago or 50 years ago, and the joke is that it was actually only 30 years ago that the cars were driving too fast to the neighborhood. And it's like, that was the punchline. So we recorded the last bit of the commercial, and the kid goes like, that was a long time ago, wasn't it, Grandma? And she says like, oh yes, very long. I may actually have the recording. And that recording became the quintessential one. That was the birth of the voice as Grandma. And it started there. And now we have 3 games, 3 Oma no Daiboken games. Well, technically only 1, but you know, it's the 3rd installment, so let's keep up that lore that there were 3. Based on that, we all owe it to this. It all goes back to this, and then the musical that I just showed, the old footage. The musical that derailed completely. And I'll show more of that, by the way, because that is its own iceberg of content. Very, very amazing, disturbing content in places. It gets worse. It gets worse. So let's see if I can find the original recording. Because this must be in my dusty old vaults. 2000. I am pretty sure that the quality is so shitty because we recorded it on a little toy microphone that would play back like the last couple of seconds of your voice. You press the button, it would record your voice and play it back in a crusty quality, and then we ended up recording it on the PC. But the first time her voice showed up on a microphone must have been this. Yeah. That was Pikachu versus Persians versus Giovanni's Persian. In the beginning here, Giovanni says Persian in his filtered voice. Like in the first season, he had this deep filtered voice where he just talked like this. It was masked. Attacked an abomination, and Persian goes like meow meow meow, and then Pikachu attacks Persian. That's Persian. That was, yeah. So that was the original voice, and then it became Granny, in part because of that commercial, and it all started on this little toy microphone, this cheap, shoddy, crappy quality toy microphone that really made the voice sound even more blasphemous. So, good stuff. And from there on, it only evolved. But once the grandma persona was that Bear, we decided Bear is grandma. We both decided that. Like, we had this mental link. We saw that Bear, and we're like, yeah, that's grandma. We immediately understood. That is the perfect granny representation of that granny voice. And from there on out, she only got more lecherous, more disgusting in some ways, she reveled in her diseases and giving people diseases and all that sort of lovely things. And she got decapitated at some point, but she just kept going. It didn't stop her. She would just partially inhabit the bodies of other abominations. Like her head at some point got sewn on top of another cow turned inside out. Really, really good lore. Very grim. Like, we liked our horror movies, and this was like our own version of that. Our favorite movie was Peter Jackson's Braindead, so I think that was another influence that I can blame for this shit mess. But you can see you can take that miserable stuff and you can turn it into a beautiful, successful RPG Maker XP game franchise that Oma no Daiboken 3 turned into. BRB. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna play a game later when I'm back. For real. This time. For real. Okay. What are we gonna do here?
Is this bitch
No,
for
not
real?
like that. Where's the Resident Evil one? I missed that one. This is the classic, isn't it? This is the classic one. I wanted to play more Donkey Kong remix stuff, I guess. I keep getting recommendations of songs I've already listened to, so if you got good video game remixes, especially anything retro, feel free to share them in the server. Because I keep getting the same stuff that I already listened to, like, oh, how brilliant this YouTube algorithm is. It knows what I've listened to. Bravo. It doesn't anticipate what I want to see already, and it just remembers what I've seen. So what can we play, honestly? Probably played this before, but you know what? It's good. Still good. Let me see if there was more to the grandma lore after the break. And otherwise, I'm gonna start up a new stream. We'll see. I think it's close to the end regardless. Yeah, there was more grandma lore right there. So what's the past tense of this sentence? Zach would BRB. Or just Zach was going to BRB, or Zach... Yeah. Zach willed BRB. Come on, do your job, lazy ass fucker. Stop checking your phone. Frustrating, man. Don't know how you guys put up with him. I guess you don't. Hurry up. I feel the same way about other streamers, by the way. I find something to hate about. As soon as someone is like popular enough, I find something to hate about. As in like the long stints of time, but I usually BRB in front of the camera. So I'm still providing some kind of presence. Comforting presence. Still eating something. I found out that we had this rice pie thingy. Supposedly it's good. It's from the supermarket, but supposedly it's good. Still BRB. Make no mistake. But I could play more Hell. I need to pass on the curse. I don't have the Inuyasha part. By the way, that's a shame. I still need to extract it from a hard drive somewhere, an external one. I don't think things ended well for Hamtaro here, by the way. So at this point in the musical, we got a whole different setup. We moved on from just musical numbers to a bit of a ad-libbed up surgery show, live surgeries, improvised surgeries. By two of the most sadistic characters in my universe, in the Zack-verse. Ad-libbed surgeries. Verse as in you heard like the word combination here first. Realm, like the hell, the thousand slayer of the hell of the Zack-verse. These two doctors reign supreme. Wait, I missed a second. What is it with the hell of the Zack-verse? Two most sadistic characters, yeah. A bit of a ad-libbed up surgery show, live surgeries, improvised surgeries. By two of the most sadistic characters in my universe, in the Zack-verse. And I say the verse as in like the lowest of the lowest realm, like the hell, the thousand slayer of the hell of the Zack-verse. These two doctors reign supreme there. Oh right, this should just play from start. So this is the two doctors, the two hands, well the two pairs of hands really, performing surgeries on these needy and sickly abominations, or gedrochten as we call them. And this is their assistant, Heidewiczka, who's very dumb. And blissfully unaware of most of the atrocities that happen around her, but for some reason she is spared the majority of the abuse. She's not as I mean, she survived. Her head is still attached after all these years. I still have her. So she survived working with these two psychopaths. At some point, she survived working with them because that was their first recording together. I mean, lore-wise maybe, but that was literally the first time they were in the same scene, doing anything together. I think she was like a Valentine's Day gift. And we did film this like in February, so this was shortly after Valentine in 2003. What was the name of that anime again? Azumao? I think her name was... I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's Kagura or something. But it probably wasn't. No, Azuma was a Pokemon, never mind. Manga Daio. I don't know what her name was. Azumanga Daio, let me see. I'm adding some lore to the lore. The iceberg goes ever deeper, although this technically isn't that grammar related. She is a plushie of one of these characters. But I don't recognize her. She looks so dumb. I have a student that might watch one of these things. He's like a 40-something old American guy. He's married to an Indian lady. And he has a niece, and he mentions the schoolgirl anime frequently. And I think he also plays Genshin Impact. So there, I'll leave it the anecdote at that. Blank, blank, blank. She had brown hair. I think it's this one with the black eyes. Who are the characters? I want to know now who she was supposed to be. Of course, we named her Heidewitzka after a German carnival song. Could it be Kagura? It really was her. Look at that. It looks more like this. Her name was Kagura. Like, that was my favorite Inuyasha character, Kagura, but not her. That's another one. Which is interesting because the previous segment was about Inuyasha. Yeah, we really made we took anime and turned it into something unrecognizable. We mangled it and we mungled it beyond recognition. So I still got a bit of a poorly treated, but rather presentable plushie of her. Not this one exactly, is it? What do you call them? Nuigurumi? Maybe someone else has it too. No? Let's see. Bought it at Argonia at the time, but that was 20 years ago. It was literally fucking 20 years and 2 months ago. I can't find her likeness, her exact likeness. It's her. No. She looks so dumb. Why did they make her look so dumb? Oh. Oh, I forgot my name. Oh. I just hear a voice that we gave her. Koopa, what do you want? Wait a second, I'm gonna let pass sector talking. They do all bring something to the table. Some more. I mean, I'd face back for a voice like, oh, I am too dumb to live. Ja, nou, they brought
Jullie deze
grandma.
patiënt nog vastmeld. Jullie hebben er vaak genoeg moeten zien.
Absoluut. Vooral dit stuk, ja. Laat het maar even zien wat het is dat. Weten jullie het nog?
En gaat wel. En hoe maak je een oogenzwel? Dat gaan we nu demonstreren.
Niet
Kom maar,
verklappen dat wij het
dokter.
hebben gemaakt.
Oh,
So like, and how do you make an eye tumor? We're going to demonstrate it now. And my doctor, not actually, let's dissociate me from this, please. It's not me. That's the doctor, right? He says something like, "Oh, don't spoil that we made it on camera. Don't admit that we made it."
sorry, een blooper.
Ja, oh.
I like that they call things a blooper, but they actually leave it in. They do cut off the recording, but they just leave in the blooper. Their entire surgery process is a blooper reel. That's a spoiler. I was right, by the way, about the homework. Lux just confirmed it. He thought it was dead. I said den, instead of dead. Oh, I was right. I'm just making up Swedish rules, and apparently it's right. I got the language bone. Skrifbordstolen makes it when you say it to a desk chair, it's Dane. Now we know. Sorry about that. Random tangent. Going back to this.
Kijk nou.
We hebben het verknald,
Ja,
I shouldn't
hoor.
go back to this at all.
Een bloppertje.
Achter de schermen nog een oogenzwel gecreëerd.
So they fucked
En
up
het is
behind the
niet meer
scenes.
weg te halen,
Ja,
dus
maar-
laten we
maar-
naar de volgende
Nee, niet
patiënt
getreurd,
gaan.
niet getreurd. We kunnen het alsnog een beetje laten zien.
Oh, ja.
Maar ik heb nog, en ik ben aan het kauwen.
Ja, moet meer komen. Plak nog wat.
Inderdaad.
Yeah, we need
En ik hoop dat
more.
deze opname erin blijft, want dit gaat echt niet meer weg. En Witska, hallo.
Hey, let's go. Ik heb de volgende patiënt meegenomen.
She brought the next patient.
Ja, goed idee.
Oh,
Laat maar
it's
zien wat je
Hantaro.
eruit kan plukken. Oh, dat is wel een ernstige rol, zei de Witska.
Something happened with the
Ah, die
hamster. It
Witska.
doesn't look too good.
Maar
The
de
back is
fiets
too
kan
Als hij
steeds
slaat.
wel op.
Bah, kijk nou wat er uit je haar is komen vallen.
Ja,
Een
So the hamster came falling out of her
knaagdiertje.
hair.
een knaagdiertje met
En zijn
probleempjes.
rugje schijnt ook nogal geknaagd te zijn door zijn collega-ratjes.
Wat doen we hier aan, dokter?
What
Ik
are we gonna do
weet
about
niet,
it?
wat is de klacht?
Dat
What is the... So yes, I don't know what to do about it. What is the what are the symptoms? And then he starts squeaking.
Oh, hij maakt geluid, ook al ben jij het.
Oh,
Daar moeten we wat...
Oh, he makes sound. Oh, he's making sound, even if it's you. He's making sounds. We have to do something about that.
aan doen.
wat zullen we hier aan doen? Geef
Er
maar.
zoveel
What
mogelijk
shall we do about
uithalen.
this?
Ik
And here
denk dat
goes the
dat
mic.
helpt.
Oh, come on.
Ik prik een mes. Oh. Ik heb...
So the other doctor is like, I'm stabbing wrong. I'm missing. Oh, I'm stabbing the wrong spot.
het al.
Nee, je prikt precies in het gat. Je kan het ook met je vingers doen,
That
mits
is
je die goed
technically
hebt
just removing some
gewassen in
stuff.
slootwater. Oh,
Dit.
Yeah. Anyway, this goes on for a while. He said, you can also perform the surgery with your fingers, provided that you wash them beforehand with water from a ditch. Welcome back to 2022. Time travel show.
And 2023.
There's some makeup. I don't like this spot next to my nose, or whatever it is.
It's like the episode where fucking 13 doctors unite to save the timeline or something. It was one of those episodes that was super over the top with like all the doctors from different
Start to
timelines, all the
stab a
past doctors
hamster.
combined were saving the planet,
time to
their whole
chew some
planet.
gum and put it on your granny. Put the gum on your granny.
I think the ending is coming up.
I'll be back half a minute. Half a minute. Make that one. Make that two. I'm going to the toilet too.
That's fine, but
Then I'm really going to.
did I cut it from the footage?
On God. And if I don't, then what would happen? Like I say, I swear on God.
Then God will die.
Would God combust? And would the world go to hell? I mean, that's some high stakes promises I'm making. And yet,
That's actually kind of terrifying. That explains the entirety of 2023 up till now. It's fun. I'm pretty used to having conversations with myself. I don't know if it's awkward to watch, but you can see we're in a hell of our personal making here. Oh look, it's my photo frame in the backdrop, and my room looks. Let's compare rooms. Let's compare rooms. It's different. See, there's no more table there. Did move. The shelves moved from over there. Don't film me from that angle. Thought it was Kupo, but that's just tissue on my desk. It's just a wanking tissue, guys. It's nothing weird. It's just a wanking tissue. Don't worry. TV moved away from the wall. I think it was against the wall. But yeah, we had some changes around here and there. Well, I'm waiting for Zach to come back, but I think he's done. I think he's done. Is it safe to say he is done? Because if he is done, I am done for now. I'm done filling in for him. I'm done being the host of this variety show and then gluing these segments together of him rambling incoherently. Jesus Christ. That was good, though. I want to show more Zach lore, but I don't think anyone is interested. There was a time on this stream where I just really talked about random shit from my past and people were eating it up, but I think we're past that time that anyone cares. People have seen me. People know. That's Kupo back within 1 minute. How many bites did you have, Kupo? Like 2? How many bites did you even have? Oh, Zach is not coming back unless I actually go here. Oh, obviously. That was not too professional. Let's see. Was it 2 minutes? It was. Zach, what are you doing? Zach, what is that? It's sticking out, dude. For fuck's sake. I sold that. I would need a mod for that in The Sims 4 and most games in any game.
I know it's better to be like a decrepit streamer or just like
Zach, stop showing that off.
trashy.
If you have to mod it in a video game, it's not something you can show on Twitch. You're not supposed to be a male visibly on the internet. It's not kid friendly.
I've done it since the move. Just too much stress, and then it kind of stopped being a habit. And I have nowhere to really go to work out, but I want to start working out just at home, do whatever I can at home.
Whatever, fucking fatty.
Maybe expand on that routine. Because I kind of miss doing the whole bare-chested stuff. I mean, it's winter, it's pretty chilly, but I need to get ready for when it gets warmer. I need to start getting more tone again. If not tone, then a bit more voluminous. I enjoyed watching that crap, by the way, just now. Sorry, it's a bit self-indulgent, I will admit. I don't think this is content.
It wasn't? It was good? It was fun. You also indulged me.
Oh, this would be cute, but I'm not wearing that either. I don't have enough.
Don't blame it on yourself if people
shirts
don't know
and
how
stuff
to appreciate good
downstairs
content, Zach. It's not on you.
to really alternate. So I'm just gonna go with my camo shirt. I haven't washed that in a while, but also haven't worn it a lot.
I haven't washed it since I wore it there. It's still on the door. Now I'm in my pole dancer outfit for the second half. Changing into a cute bikini. Yeah, no, this will do. This will do. I have to wear those again. Oh, you get the lasers. I see myself wear those tights. I want to touch that man. You know, I see a man in those tights. The bulge. I want to touch that man. I'm sorry. Not leather. It's not leather, but it's very nice. But if I do that, I don't want to touch him again. That's a bit of a counter. Can we get some lasers up in here? Yep. Here we come. So meticulous. And now for the great Act 2 of our stream. It's not gonna happen tonight. Makeup didn't do much, did it? You know what's best makeup? Fucking cap casting a shadow over my face. That's the best. Paint, face paint. Fucking body issues of this man. So I've never really quite denounced that era. I don't really indulge in creating and torturing abominations like I used to. But I have never quite denounced or forsworn that era. I still feel kind of giddy about it, which is why I'm somewhat, I mean, still part of my mindset to some extent. I think the Granny game showed
Yes,
that.
Queen, embrace where you came from.
No one I know nowadays cares for it, but I still want to sometimes shock them with this stuff. And sometimes, this is why it's funny to me when someone comes in, and I say this as if this happens all the time. It happened yesterday. And they say like, oh, you're such a sweet, unique boy. Such an attractive and sweet boy. I'm a lot of things. I don't know if sweet is the right determiner. Maybe kind and patient to some extent. I'm not very mean-spirited. Not necessarily sweet. I think the word sweet would apply to someone a bit more innocent and less insane.
Emotional disconnected is not kind, Zach.
Less demonic.
Emotionally disconnected is not kind. Well, it is actually kind. It is kind, because if you get emotionally connected to someone, they will upset you, and you will end up being mean to them. If you are keeping an emotional distance from people, you will not be disappointed, and you will not be cruel in retaliation. You just like, that's just how it is. I knew you would do this at some point. I never had high expectations. I never bet any of my feelings on it. Koopa, what are you doing? You're making me nervous. He peed against his litter box this morning, by the way, everyone. He peed against his litter box. The litter box we put on the spot where he likes to spray. And it worked for a while to keep him from doing that. Until this morning, I saw him do it. He did it. Caught him white-pawed. Red-pawed, I don't know. But too late. Too late. I'm extra nervous that he's walking around now. Zach, come. But you know, I'm not opposed to it. I'm also not going to hide that I'm not very sweet, actually. I'm not going to pretend that I'm just a sweet little innocent boy. Fuck that. I'll take the compliment, if that's their take. It's valid, it's a valid opinion. Look at this. No, don't look at that. That's a spoiler for next time.
Next time in the Zegverse on twitch.tv/ what the fuck is my name? DD Bro. Next time on DD Bro Untucked.
It's just so Team Plasma.
An exclamation mark.
Just having a little bit of a comeback, like
Oof.
Team Rocket did in Pokemon. Okay.
Jumping. Ledges.
Paths. No, what the fuck is that?
Zach not knowing what the hell people are talking about.
Health.
But but I cannot fault myself if that commentary was a little bit on the slower side because I've been talking in that stream for 2.5 hours or something already before I even started gaming. And on that note, everyone, thank you for tuning in for this rerun with live commentary or live chat. For the most part, I wasn't here to do commentary. I was in the background just cleaning or something. I'm gonna finish cleaning my room. I'm gonna sort this VOD out and put it in an appropriate playlist for future reference, which was the main reason I wanted to have some of this stuff in the playlist so it's complete. Nobody cares. I care. Because I want to put out something that I feel content about. And it is nicer to have like a playlist of a game that doesn't start at episode 3 or episode 4. So I like that. And secondly, I enjoy just chilling here, not having to be so active and constantly engaged and hoping for someone to show up. See, I don't feel like there's a huge investment for me in case nobody talks, nobody shows up. What did I lose? Nothing. I enjoyed myself. And it's different when I actually have to game and do commentary. I enjoyed it too, but it gets tiring if it gets tiring faster. So I enjoy the reruns, and pre-recording stuff is still in the cards. I didn't get around to it yet. I got the idea, but there were other things that took priority, like trying to moderate Simu. Sorry, Breath of the Wild. And fixing the internet issues my parents were having. Okay, I'll leave it at this. I also think like, is there something to improve? Yes and no. I think this was a pretty solid stream because I was pretty active. I was actually peppy. Some of the times when I'm too plaintive, that can be a bit, for me, grating to watch. But it depends on what I complain about and how I do it. If I'm but I can tell sometimes if I'm a little moody. But I'm already trying to avoid that. I can't learn from it. I know I don't want to be like that. It just happens. Anyway, I've had fun. I hope you guys had fun. I'm gonna do my thing. And don't be surprised if I go live again, because part of the things I wanted to do is to play some modded Zelda. Might happen now, might happen tomorrow. But for now, I need to get a few things done. So have a good night, everyone. And take a sip, because I'm gonna say the word feet one more time. There you had it, feet. Adios.